mm, mm, yeah. 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 You ain't free till you ain't free till you ain't free till you pay some bills, baby. You ain't free till you ain't free till you ain't free till you pay. You ain't free till you ain't free till you ain't free till you pay some bills, baby. You ain't free till you ain't free till you ain't free till you pay some bills, baby. You ain't free till you ain't free till you pay some bills. Free till you ain't free till you ain't free till you pay some bills. You ain't free till you ain't free till you ain't free till you pay some bills, baby. You ain't free till you ain't free till you ain't free till you pay some bills. You ain't free till you ain't free till you ain't free till you pay some bills. What's going on? It's the daily, it's the daily go getter show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talk about you ain't free till you pay some bills tonight. Gotta pay them bills, baby. What we really talking about tonight on this Power Monday? Memorial Day. Speaking of Memorial Day, shout out, much love and condolences to all of the fallen soldiers. You know, to the families of all of the soldiers, all of the sailors, all of the airmen, everybody who has paid the ultimate sacrifice, or should I say, made the ultimate sacrifice and paid the ultimate price in order to be in the armed services. I can't say protect this country because this country has never been under threat, but you know, so we gotta be PC in some kind of way. We gotta be PC in some kind of way. So how y'all feeling tonight? I hope y'all feeling good. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should, because I'm feeling like a real man should right now. So here we are, and we're talking about you never free. You're never really free until you pay some bills. I said you're never really free until you pay some bills. Never really free until you pay some bills. I'ma talk about it if you let me. Will, hey, listen, you know what it's like to be dependent, and some of y'all just hearing the word dependent makes you start having an allergic reaction, makes you start itching, makes you start feeling some kind of way. And I understand that because you're used to having your own, getting your own, being a go-getter, going out there, making a way to make it happen, feeding your family, paying your bills, taking care of yourself, making it, making things better, improving your situation. And when you're in a situation where you're unable to do that, it might make you feel like less than you want to be. And there's nothing in life that makes you feel worse than feeling less than you want to be. So that's what we're talking about tonight on the Daily Go Getterism Show. We're talking about you ain't free until you pay some bills. Now, it sounds like a play on words. It almost sounds oxymoronic. You ain't free till you pay some bills. You know, when you pay bills, bills ain't free. But we can be talking about two different synonyms when we talk about free. Now, I believe that you're not free until I believe that both things are true at the same time. You're not free until you pay some bills, as far as being able to roam this earth and do what you want to do. And you can't even think about what's free for real, until you start paying. And I'm going to explain to y'all what I mean by that in financial terms. Speaking of allergies, I don't know about y'all, man, but my allergies been killing me. Y'all know I was complaining last week. You know what I'm saying? I'm on here. Y'all see my eyes ain't looking right. Listen, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't pop pills, sniff coke, shoot heroin, smoke heroin, sniff heroin, pop no pills. I'm totally 100% substance free. But these allergies be having me like on some this not a good look. But check it out. When on financial terms, in financial terms, I should say, you're not free until you pay some bills, because until you start paying bills, you don't even understand what's really expensive and what's free. You know how, like, when you was a child, when you was just a little baby, growing into infancy, being a toddler, then being a pre-adolescent, then an adolescent, then a teenager. You know that your parents paid for everything. If you went to private school, Catholic, or Catholic school, you know that they paid for that. You never wondered about or worried about what anything costed, because you didn't pay for that. So when your parents sometimes bitched about you leaving appliances running, lights on, turning up the heat high, having on no clothes, you know what I mean? All of that kind of stuff, it didn't really mean nothing to you, because you wasn't footing the bill. It wasn't about you. So because you weren't paying those bills, it didn't concern you too much. But the thing is, the price that you had to pay was, because they were paying for everything, even your recreation, you had to do whatever they told you to do. Now, for some of y'all parents, it might have been easy for y'all to do whatever your parents wanted y'all to do, because maybe you had that kind of relationship with your parents where it was good and you were still free, and you had a lot of autonomy, and you could go to the movies, go on dates earlier in your life than maybe some of your friends or other family members were able to do. You know, yeah, but you didn't really understand how something costs a lot of money and how something may not have costed a lot of money. So once you started making a little dough, and once you started getting a bill of your own, whatever your first bill was, I think the first bill I had to pay in my life, because I started working when I was 14, and I had to start working when I was 14, not because my parents didn't have any money and weren't able to provide, but because I wanted fly shit. And if I was going to get fly shit, I was going to have to pay for it. In 1983, 1984, and I believe 1985, my mom had a $35 spending limit for sneakers. Tennis shoes for some of y'all. Them tennies. But yeah, $35 limit. And shell top Adidas was $38. So I had to come up with $3 somewhere in order to get some shell top Adidas. You know I didn't get a pair of shell top Adidas till I started working? No bullshitting. Not only that, but I was only going to get a pair of sneakers when the other pair of sneakers wore down. See, my mom was about that shoe life. I could have as many shoes as I wanted. But sneakers, she ain't care about that shit. She old school. She ain't even like the word sneakers. Like, sneakers, there ain't nothing for you to be having on your feet. So in order for me to have the fly shit, in order for me to have some Guess jeans, in order for me to have some two-tone Lees, some Levi's, some Sergio Valentes, Jordache, whatever, for me to have all of that kind of stuff when I wanted them, because she would buy that stuff, but for me to have it when I wanted them, which was damn near all the time, you know, yeah, I had to start working. So I did. At 14 years old, started working for my dad. And so because I had to buy my own shit to get fly, I understood what it was like to have to work and save up for like 3 or 4 pays in order to save up to go to the Gucci store to get some Gucci sneakers. You know, I never got a pair of Gucci sneakers till I got out of high school. They was $155. I made more than that every week. But I wasn't willing to spend my whole, it was different. So that's what we talking about tonight. That's what we talking about tonight. You ain't free until you pay some bills. You ain't free until you pay some bills. As a matter of fact, I didn't really tell y'all what bill I started paying. My mom, when I started working, my mom started taking she started taxing me a little bit. She said, well, look, every time you get paid, I'm going to take, I think it was like $20 out of your pay. You come hand me that $20. So I was like, $20 for what? You know, defiant young teenager and all of that. I'm like, $20 for what? And she kept it a buck with me. Me and my mom was always close. She was like, well, I'll hold the $20 for you. That way you won't go spending your money, because she could see it was burning through my pockets. So she collected the 20 from me every week, and she was saving my money for me. She ain't tell me that though. She made it sound like that was a tax. Since I was making a couple of dollars, I was contributing to the household. I wasn't really feeling that. But you know, she was actually saving the money for me, so I had like a little nest egg going on. After a while, she stopped saving the money for me. Like, listen, you know what I mean? You getting flyer than I thought. So yeah, that was my first bill. My first bill wasn't even really a bill, you know. So you ain't really free till you pay some bills. What's going on, y'all? Let me holler at y'all. Let me see. Care Bear, what's going on? Thanks for coming on through here. Glad to see you. Yeah. My man, Mikey, man. What up, my peoples? What's going on, my brother, man? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. And Stacy White, thanks for coming through tonight. I know you're holding down the D. All right. And QD. Wait. Q the key? Wait. Let me see if I can say this shit right. QD Keating? All right. I hope that's it. Good morning from Australia, Europe. Shalom and Yeshua Messiah. Wait a minute. Austria. I'm reading it like it's Australia. My bad. My bad, my peoples. And but thanks for coming through. And who is this? I don't know how you say that, but you said Puff Daddy, is that you? Not even close. Puff Daddy ain't working with arms like this. You know what I mean? Puff Daddy ain't got no shit like that. Ask Puff, tell Puff to make a muscle, see if he can do that. He can't do that shit. And John Wick says, I accidentally gave my baby. Okay, here we go with the bullshit. Here we go with the bullshit. And Sherelle says, I feel you, brother. I am 14 and I'm building my own truck by myself. You 14? What you doing by this show? It's all good though. He says, I have to pay and work for everything. That's word. And Stacy says, I was paying rent ever since I was 15 years old. Wow. Rent? Bona fide rent? And Sherelle says, it's a 1982 Chevrolet C10 short bed. Oh, you got a little truck. I had the C10. But damn, that's an old ass truck. An 82? Damn, you got the low joint too. They ain't had no big tires back then. You got the low. And Matamoros says, yo, baby, what's up? What's going on with you? And he says, how did you get rid of your male testicular yeast infection? I need to know for a friend. I don't know. Ask a real friend. All right, Natasha Younger, what's going on? It says, hello, I'm glad you came on. I almost forgot the time. Don't forget the time. And Jesse Gelatinous, okay, said, damn, that's a big arm. Yeah, we do the big arm stuff. Says, we way out here, Puff will whoop your ass. Puffy can't fight. The fuck out of here. If Puffy can fight so well, how come he always getting goons to do his bidding? Only person he beat up was a girl. I mean, I ain't see him beat up nobody. He sure didn't even try to beat up Suge Knight. Suge was on that ass. Suge was on that ass. Okay. Mikey says, square body tricks are coming back. Oh. Okay, y'all. Let's get dressed. We are improperly. We don't have on our uniform. Yo, I got my best chain back. I got my best necklace back. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna rock this. I'm gonna rock this. I'm gonna rock these. Let me put my shit on. My cow bones. Let me get right over here. Yeah, baby. And let me get y'all dressed. Which one y'all want? Y'all want this one or this one? Is it the right or the left? The right or the left? It's a cow bone, baby. Let me get closer so y'all can choose. Is it y'all want this one or y'all want that one? Y'all probably like this one because it got like prettier designs, kind of. I don't know. I kind of like this one. Which one? Which one? All right, fuck it. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. Get y'all nice. Get y'all right up in here. All right. Let's get some verification. Let's get some verification. In case y'all don't think. In case y'all don't think. We really rock out here. There we go. Ooh, that look good. Look good, son. That look real good. Hey, look at that. You see, huh? Huh? Looking good. Looking real good. Yeah, okay. All right. Daily Go Getimism Show. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host on 752. And you know, I really came on tonight because I wanted to show off my new shit. How y'all like my new sign? Huh? 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 New background? Huh? Huh? New chair? I ain't tell y'all about the chair. All right, let's go. All right. You ain't really free till you pay some bills. I said you ain't really free till you pay some bills. Yeah, you think that you roaming the earth and you think you will, but you ain't never gonna be free to do so till you pay some bills. If you living under somebody else's roof, you got to pay, because if you don't, soon as you start acting ill, they're gonna find you another way in another place to live. And they're gonna let you know that you ain't really worth shit, and you ain't gonna really feel like looking for another place. But you got to do it. Now you're couch searching out there. Now you're couch serving out that motherfucker, looking kind of dumb with a trash bag full of your shit and a TV, flat screen TV. That's all you really had, and it's getting kind of bad for you out there. Trying to fleece these chicks to give you somewhere to lay your head, and you gotta make sure that you go down on them in order for them to give you some head. And you know that's kind of rough. You got kids at 2 or 3 in tow, and you ain't paying no child support because you keep feeling kind of low. You ain't got no job, ain't got no hustle, ain't got nothing. Barely got a stick of deodorant, stinking around the crib, watching shit, playing a game and doing that shit. You're kind of lame. It's kind of getting bad out here for a nigga. Gotta do a little bit of... Okay. You ain't really free till you pay some bills. For all my brothers out there, you ever live with a woman? You ever live with a female? You ever live with a female? You know, when you was down in your luck? Anybody out there? Anybody out there ever went to jail before? Came home? Ain't really have nothing going on for yourself? Was trying to get back on your feet? Maybe you was hustling before you went in jail? So you was out there shining for a little bit? Got knocked, did a few years, came home. Maybe your girl held it down. Maybe you met somebody new. Whatever the case is, you know, she gave you a place to stay and was trying to help you get back on your feet. And maybe it was taking too long for you to get back on your feet. You know, a lot of these hustlers out here never really had a regular 9-to-5 job. So if you was hustling out there and, you know, you never really had any skills to pay the bills other than cooking up something, bagging up something, serving a little something, selling a little something, which is not a bad profession for real. If it wasn't illegal, you know, you have the business acumen and the energy and drive. A lot of people think that drug dealing is easy. It's not. You know, you be out there damn near 24 hours a day. You know, this shit ain't like the movies where everybody is getting all of this money and all of that. You start off slow, working up under somebody. You ain't touching keys out there. You ain't flipping bricks out there. You ain't seen a lot of times you ain't seen a brick. You bought an eight ball off of somebody, sold that, worked your way up to like an ounce, sold that. You know what I mean? Something like maybe just a half an ounce. Anyway, if you was ever living with a woman, you know that if a woman is footing the bills for everything and you not contributing to the household, at first it's all good. It's all good because you probably ain't doing nothing but fucking a lot and you trying to earn your keep. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? You paying your orgasmic bills. You paying your orgasmic bills. Like you fuck and the bills go away. Like somehow, the money that was needed for for the gas, the electric, the water, the food, the cable, the phone, all of that. Somehow, all of the money that was needed for that was paid with a few nuts. You fucked and the bills went away for a while. For a while. For a while. After a while, that shit wasn't working. Yeah, she's still coming, but guess what? The bills are still coming too. So she CUMMING and the bills are COMING. And you might have started, feeling yourself. You know how it is when a man pipe game is right. When the pipe game is right, now his confidence is all high. Like, yeah, you standing over top of her. You standing over top of her on the bed, like, yeah, I win. And it was all good. But you know how a woman is. And if you didn't know how a woman is before, she's going to put you on. She's going to let you know. If she's paying for everything, she got to get up off her ass and go to work every day. She got to take care of these kids. She got to put gas in her own car. She got to pay for her own car. After a while, she going to make life a little bit difficult for you. So if you sitting around in the crib playing the video games, smoking weed, drinking brew, you know what I mean? You want to drink top shelf. You want to do shots of Henny and Patron and Ciroc. You ain't even got Nikolai money. Corbel and Coke money. You ain't got none of that. You ain't got none of that. So she gonna let you know. She gonna let you know how she feel about it. So you either gonna be out there on your ass or you gonna be under restrictions. It's gonna be like you a child and you getting put on punishment. And guess what? All them nuts you was giving out, she don't even want that shit no more. Like, yo, no. We can just go to sleep tonight. And the next night, and the next night. Yeah. Sometimes with women, the coochie don't get wet when they gotta pay everything and they gotta do everything. Sometimes the coochie don't get wet. If the coochie still get wet and she paying for everything and doing everything, you got a different kind. You got a superstar. You got a superstar here. But it don't normally go down like that. That's all I'm saying. So you realize what the cost of things is and how restricted you may be when she telling you, well, nah, you ain't going out to hang around with your friends and all of that. And if you are, I hope you have some money to hang out with them, because I'm not giving out no more allowances, no more stipends, you know what I mean? No gratuities. So it can get, when you live with a chick, you find out who's who, what's what, and how it go. Now, anybody who's ever been through this know what I'm talking about. Now, I ain't talking about me, because I always had my own place. Since I was 18, I've been on my own. I do my own thing. But shit, anybody can fall on hard times. Anybody can fall on hard times. And you need people to help you out when you fall on hard times. Now, then we talk about being codependent or being totally dependent upon somebody in order to help you out and help you get back right. And speaking of that, if somebody is helping you get back on your feet, but they're only trying to help you financially get back on your feet, they're almost not really worth their weight in gold. What you really need is somebody to help you get back on your financial feet and get back on your psychological and mental and emotional foot. Because once you get that together, you can make all of the money that you possibly could want. All right, so let me see what y'all talking about. Matter of fact, let me go here. Yeah. Let's see what y'all talking about. I'm not messing with that, with the chat right there. I'm gonna have to do it like this. All right. Where we at? Where did I last leave off? Okay. Natasha says, your skin looks great. What did you do different? Do nothing different, but I got the Colorine popping. Water in the good smooth. Water in the good smooth, baby. That's it. And it's probably this new cool backdrop. Really, it's probably this cool new backdrop. So anyway, um, the bomb Mel says you look different. You look like my father. 90%. Ah ha ha ha. Cape Verde Islands, Africa. That's what's up. Oh, Cape Verde Islands, Africa. That's what's up. Primo Luna Carival. No. Carvajal says what's up. Sherelle says yeah. They are. Oh, you talking about the car? That's what's up, man. Mikey Man says baby Omar could kick Puffy's ass. Listen, look, I don't condone any senseless violence, but I don't think I would fear Puffy, you know. other than that, other than the Illuminati Puffy, because that's something to fear. Other than that, we good. But the Illuminati only works against people that they paying. You ain't rich, you ain't getting money with the Illuminati. You ain't got nothing to worry about. What they gonna get out of smoking your ass? What they gonna get out of eliminating you? Like, you just, are you related to somebody where somebody gonna cry for you? Other than that, you ain't making no money for nobody. You ain't making or taking. All right, Hogs Arse says, is it Christmas already? Something like that. Christmas every day. Christmas in May. Trip mode J says left. Oh, the left. Did I pick the one on the left? So this one was on the right. Yeah. All right, then we went with the one on the left. That's what's up. All right. Chicken Lover says, hey, sweetheart, how you doing? What's going on, Chicken Lover? Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on? She says, I like what you've done with the place. Salute. That's what's up. All right. And Mikey Man says, notice the new set looks good. That's what's up. CJ Johnson said, blah, blah, blah. I can dig it. He says, can you say happy birthday to my friend, Hugh Janus? I don't believe I wrote that. I read that shit. Huge anus. Fuck it. Hugh Janus. Huge anus? No, it's not huge anus. It's Hugh Janus. Okay. Birthday. Cake for your, yeah. All right, CJ Johnson says, you sure are talking a lot, but not saying very much. Okay. Well, you sure are here a lot and not doing very much. Now, CJ, you know how this works, right? Okay. Here we go. All right. Mikey Man says, I broke the shit out of my foot and couldn't work. Had to live with my girlfriend and her going to school. Now we're married and doing pretty good. That's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, if you see, you was down, but you was probably still trying to contribute in some way. Plus, if a woman knows that you a good dude, see, after a while, they can spot a bum. Some of them can spot it right away. But would you let a straight up bum move in with you? Some people do, thinking that maybe there's more to the bum besides their hobo-ness. Okay, Merc. Wait. Damn. Merc annoyed peanut butter? Hi, today I found, okay. I have to take a deep breath before I read this. Maybe I ought to read it. Let me read it to myself first. Oh, wow. Hi, today I found out my son who lives with me has an online gambling addiction, and he used my credit card to bet over $500 online. Any recommendations? Well, first of all, I don't know how old your son is, but if he's an adult son, that's actually theft. But I'm not going to encourage you to go ahead and get your son knocked. But the first thing I would do is get all of my credit cards, all of my debit cards, all of my bank cards, and all that stuff changed immediately. That's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would try to do is try to get my son some counseling, because gambling is a serious addiction. It's no better It's no better or worse than overeating or substance abuse or anything like that. Because the thrill that some people get from gambling makes them think like, well, at least I'm getting something out of it. If I was addicted to drugs, I'm not getting nothing out of it. I'm only spending. But sometimes I be winning. Yeah, they be winning, but they be putting the money that they win right back into the pot. The house always wins. So I would try to get them some help, because that a gambling addiction comes from something. That euphoria that you feel, just from playing the game, that rush, it comes from something. So if you can find the origin of that, then you could probably get to the root of the problem. And I think that getting to the root of the problem is probably the best route to take for now. But yeah, get all your bank cards and all of that stuff changed immediately. Before you have to sue your own son. Okay, Uncharted 7 again. Black King, where does this guy work? I ain't telling you where I work, but know that I do work every day. Not every day. I do this every day, but I go to where I have a 9-to-5 job. Yeah, I work. I'm a middle-class black man just trying to make it out here in this white world. And, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to maximize, get paid, do the fam right. Live good. That's all I'm trying to do. He says, what kind of job do you have? Don't worry about it. Why, you paying me? What kind of job do you have? Water is everything human. Okay. S211. No, ain't no way he said it. He said, I don't know. Crystal Lynn, what's going on? Dawn Day Chief says, Cake by Ocean, great song. Star Trooper says, his guy, this guy goons. When you talking about Puffy? Puffy got goons. Paul K says, LOL, my cousin used to hit people with that joke. Oh, with the bull. Okay, yeah. All right, Star Trooper says, like they say, 99% of gamblers quit before they hit it big. Yeah. You run out of money. This shit is crazy. Evan Walker says, gambling gooner. Okay. But yeah, it's real shit. That gambling shit ain't no joke. But like I said, we talking about you ain't free until you pay some bills. We're talking about being dependent upon somebody. See, a lot of people who are opportunistic, con men, people who are lazy, people who spend a lot of time trying to trick somebody out of some money instead of actually going out there and working hard, busting their ass to get some money. They think that because they have tricked somebody, fooled somebody, got over on somebody, they think that they're free. Like, look, I ain't got to do nothing. Look, I just got it like that. I found me a nice little sponsor. Found me, got me a nice little situation going on here. And that's male and female. Male and female. And both of them soon find out that whoever is footing the bill for everything, whoever is paying the bills, calls the shots. Calls the shots. A lot of people was bitching, rightfully so, about what Puffy or Diddy, whatever he calls himself now, what he did to Cassie. And what he did to Cassie was totally wrong. Here's the part that a lot of people don't want to look at. He was feeding Cassie. She was living good because of P. Diddy. She wasn't living off of her record sales. She was living off of his pockets. Now, she should have been living off of her fame and the work that she was putting in the record business. But it ain't hard to tell why she stayed with the man for 10 years if he was kicking her ass the whole time. And I don't know if he was kicking her ass the whole time. But you can clearly see just from one little video, that she was under serious duress. And she was in a situation for 10 years that was dangerous, that was unhealthy, that was violent, and that was conforming and restrictive. I could tell that Puffy was not letting her do whatever she wanted to do, because the first thing she probably wanted to do is not have to do anything or not be afraid. Let's just put it that way. But she knew he was the money man. He had all the money. He had all the power. She was signed to him. Don't really mean shit, but she was signed to him, and she was screwing the boss. So soon as she wasn't eating off of him no more, here comes the lawsuit. And once again, I want to reiterate that Puffy was dead wrong for what he did. But I'm not here to cake for Cassie and say that she was 100% right. I don't know Diddy, and I don't know Cassie. All I have is one little video and a whole lot of other videos with people talking about this person and that person and how much of a freak he is and all this old crazy stuff. Cat Williams and listen, I don't know. I'm not speaking on what anybody else says, but the documented evidence is that they were not together anymore when she filed the lawsuit that was settled out of court, and she got millions. So she wasn't getting millions when she was selling records, when she was standing on stages, when she was doing photo shoots. I'm like, well, what did your manager, what did your booking agent, what did they get paid? I mean, yeah, you ain't free till you start paying some bills. I know that the situation would have been different for Cassie if she was paying her own way. If she would have told Diddy, like, first of all, nah, if you want to sign me, you want to sign me to a contract that I'm going to have my lawyer look at first. And if it sounds good and lucrative for me, then I'll sign it. Other than that, I'll find another company. So in all of this romantic activity, nah, I would rather keep business and pleasure separate. So no, it ain't going to be none of that. And no, you don't have to do me any favors. All you have to do is do for my career what I need to be done. So my talent, my drive, my music, my appearances, they will pay me. You don't have to give me anything out of pocket because I know what that's about. I know that the situation would have been different. She may not have gotten signed. May not have. But shit, it ain't like Puffy ain't never signed nobody ugly before. You had Notorious B.I.G. You had, I mean, I ain't gonna say Total was ugly, but come on now. I mean, Keisha was okay. Pam, Kima, they was a little rough. They was a little rough, that Total. So anyway, she found out with the quickness that because she wasn't working for hers or getting paid for her work, it made her sort of like a slave, complete with the whip. And it'll happen again to somebody else, whether it happens with Diddy or somebody else. The record industry is a bitch. But that's one thing about people in the record industry. They found out real quick what the difference is between autonomy and restrictive slavery. Or should I say, see, it's not slavery, because I hate to compare things to slavery, because that's like a disrespect to my ancestors, our ancestors, the ancestors. So what I'll say is it was more like indentured servitude. Yeah, indentured servitude. That's exactly what it is. When you sign a record deal and they give you an advance, you got to pay that money back. Now you pay it back with your record sales. Nowadays, since it's not about the record sales too much anymore, they're giving out these 360 deals where they get your show money, your appearance money, your endorsement money. They get a piece of everything. But they're also supposed to do something up front for you, which is that advance money. So it probably would be better to refuse the advance, other than the budget that you get in order to make your record. That's still an advance, though. You know what I mean? People then took that advance that they were supposed to make the record with and just ran off with the money because they already had, and maybe put out this bullshit recording. that they already had recorded before they even hit the studio. Hey man. So just like at the crib, where you couldn't do what your parents didn't want you to do because they were in control because they were paying for everything. Not only were they your birth mother and father, but they also controlled everything financially. And people who fail to understand the power of footing the bill are normally victimized by it. Hit the like button, y'all. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go-Getimism Show. I'm your host, Sun752. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feel like real men and women should also. And we are talking about you ain't free until you pay some bills. You ain't free until you pay some bills. All right, so let's go. All right. All right, somebody calling themselves Diddy in the chat. That's what's up. Whitey got me. I need a brother to help me out. All right, Mikey Man says ocean. All right. Okay. Paul K. What's going on, Paul K? Star Trooper says he's the weird kind of gooner. All right, and Star Trooper says he took days off. Fair enough. Okay. Dingleberry says, hey, how's it going, man? I'm feeling like a real man should, man. I'm glad you asked, and I'm glad that you came through. Appreciate you. Mildred, Millie Mill is all up in the house. What's going on? My good to see me some. Yo, salute. And she says, absolutely 100. Good morning. What's up? Star Trooper says, R. Kelly got Tupac. He got Tupac what? All right. We was kings. Talking about the ancestors. Diddy says, card payment, we pay up front plus monthly. Luke B says, not my parents, but I have my own kids now. Okay. I pay nothing but bills. Yo, man, a lot of people obsess and they stress over paying bills. Listen, you know what? Here's the thing, Luke. We only have to pay the bills that we make. We ain't got to pay no other bills except for the IRS. And even the IRS bills, we make those. That's based on our income. Sure, there's taxation without representation dealing with it, but we don't have to pay any bills that we don't make. You don't run up your credit cards, you don't pay no credit card bills. You don't run it up too high, you don't pay high interest rates and all of that kind of stuff. You don't buy a high-end vehicle or an expensive house with a high mortgage. You don't have to worry about those bills. But we do those things when we are in position to be able to buy those things, pay for those things, have those things. And then sometimes when we get down on our luck, or we get in over our head and we start trying to bite off more than we can chew, then we want to complain about bills, man. That ain't cool. It's messed up that all I do is work to pay bills. This ain't living. I'm only working to pay bills. You only paying bills for what you bought. I hate paying bills. I hate paying bills. You know how some people say, if they hit the lottery, the first thing they would do is pay off all their bills? I never say that. I always say if I ever hit the lottery, a big lottery, and win hundreds of millions of dollars, I'm not paying no bills. And I mean none. Not one. Like, nope. My daughter turned 18 this year. I ain't even paying child support. So she got 2 months for me to win the lottery, and I don't play it. So, but the reason I wouldn't pay the bills because bills are for people who don't have money. If I got hundreds of millions of dollars, I'm not worried about you turning off the gas, lights, water, and phone at my crib. You think I'm living in that crib anymore? I ain't paying. Fuck out of here. Sue me. Sue me. I'm not paying no bills. Not one. No. I'm not rocking with T-Mobile anymore. I might start my own cell phone company. Y'all service suck. I'm laughing, but I'm serious. I don't pay no bills. I don't pay. You know, I'm not going to live my life if I'm an instant millionaire. I'm not going to live my life like I'm still, making 5 or 6 figure salary. I'm starting all over. It's gonna be some new shit. This shit gonna be fly as shit. You think this set is good now? Give me a couple of 100 million. I'll show you. We gonna rock. We gonna rock hard. Okay. Luke B says taxation is theft. It is. And and I don't even see how it's legal, because nobody can check their books. Nobody can question them. They just tax. And like I said, taxation without representation. That's exactly what it is. Luke B says, what credit cards? I don't know. It was just an example. Star Trooper says, shit, I don't pay taxes. Cool. All right. He says religion is an excuse to judge and hurt. Okay. All right. Luke B says, I got none of that. Still plenty of bills running a business. Oh yeah. Oh, well then if you use all of your money in order to finance your business, so like all of the profits, if you turn a profit, goes right back into your business, then you're actually doing the right thing. But at some point you have to turn a profit good enough to be able, well, you know what turning a profit means. Some people think it's just the money that you have left over. No, it's not. It's the money that you have left over after everything is paid. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, like everything is paid, and the re-up, the things for the money for payroll, the money for supplies, whatever you need. All business expenses are paid, and you still got this money left over to start another business if you want to. That's what turning a profit is. We be thinking like, no, man, shoot, I only spent 100 and I came back with 1,000. Like, okay, that's cool. If that's a business, like how often are you doing that? Is that a one-off or anyway? Luke B says, so are we free by the bills or are we not? I say we are free because we have the power to navigate whatever we are paying for. I've used this example before. Are any of y'all on Facebook or Instagram? Have any of y'all ever had your account suspended or been put in Facebook jail or Instagram jail? Do you know why? Do you know why they're able to do that to you? Because you said something online and it went against community guidelines and all of that kind of shit. But the reason that they're able to restrict you is because you ain't paying for it. As simple as that. So no, you don't have freedom of speech. Your First Amendment is limited because it's their platform. You signed off on it. You signed whenever you sign on to a social media account, there's this whole list of legal eagle shit that you don't read. And what it says in there is, if you say things that we say that you can't say, then we can restrict your account. And if you still want to stay on here, then you have to get that together. If you was paying, your First Amendment would be 100% totally intact. So you could use words that you want to use. You could even use a so-called abusive language. But that's why those platforms are free. They don't want you to pay for it. Because once you start paying for it, now you have the power. And you're free. You're free to express yourself the way you feel. So instead of having to use words like unalived and self delete and all that old dumbass shit that they say we gotta say on YouTube or whatever. And I heard that Facebook is doing the same thing. There are no such words as unalived. That's not a word. Self delete. That's not a concept. It doesn't exist. That's not English. But they make you use those because you're not paying for your account. The day when they say, or when they come up with a premium Facebook account, I'm all in. I don't care how much it costs. I'm paying that shit. Because now, y'all ain't put me in Facebook jail no motherfucking more. I'm going to say whatever I want. Fuck shit, hell, damn, motherfucker, suck a dick, eat pussy. I'm saying all of that and then some. Because now, I'm free to exercise my First Amendment. On your platform, I'm not free to express my First Amendment. Because y'all paying the bill, not me. And everybody be like, shoot, I wouldn't pay no money to be on Facebook. I wouldn't pay no money to be on Instagram. I'm like, but that's your foolishness. That's your foolishness and your selfishness. So you'll use all of their tools to network and express yourself and even sell things. You'll use their platform for free, but you don't think that you should pay for any of it. Well, they kind of agree with you. So they take a cut off of everything that you use them for. And they tell you what you can do. When you start paying them bills, though, you'll be free. Do whatever you want to do. All right. Okay. Miko, blondes are better. What's going on, ma? Thanks for coming on through. She says, hey, I've been here listening since 1 a.m., but forgot a new phone and didn't download the app. Well, ain't that some shit? I'm glad you're here. Very, very glad that you're here. All right. Diddy says, I'm from Congo, and we need to realize we invented slavery. We sold poorer blacks. Well, I don't believe that we came from Africa. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I think you got to understand what I'm saying. I mean, we still brothers, but you ain't gonna tell me that millions of Africans came across the Atlantic to the Americas on boats and they survived that shit. This shit takes like damn near 2 months in the heat. And you couldn't do it in the wintertime and you wouldn't have survived it, period. No electricity, no motors on the boats. That shit, it was a sailboat. If you ever been in the Atlantic Ocean, you know that shit is treacherous out there in the middle of the sea. How was those boats supposedly with all of those human beings packed in like sardines, malnourished, no exercise, no light or no shit down there, sitting in their own piss and shit. Listen, I know that black people and particularly Africans are strong, but we ain't that strong, goddamn. Just slow down. Slow down. We was that strong, they would have never been able to chain us up in the first goddamn place. Let's keep it moving. All right. Okay. Roger Shannon, thanks for coming through. Luke B says, rich folk wait till the very end to pay bills, and they should. It shouldn't only be rich. Listen, they don't give you any of your debtors, any of your debt collectors, do they give you, and do they praise you for paying early? Do they give you like a pay early discount? No. They only penalize you when you pay late. So yeah, the last day to pay your bills, pay that shit. Even your credit report don't go up when you pay early. They don't give a fuck. It don't. I tried it. I was like, yeah, if I pay my bills real, they don't even report to the time of the until the time to pay has come up. So if your bill is due on the 13th and you pay it on the 28th of the previous month, they don't even find out about it until after the 13th. You don't get nothing. So the reason that rich people don't pay their bills early is because they know that something can happen that may even make you not pay that bill. Something more important, something more pressing could have come up, and look, you done already spent the money that you would have needed for an emergency. Let's say an emergency happens on the 5th and you paid your bill that's not due until the 13th on the 28th of the previous month. Now you don't have funds for that emergency, and you should have, but you thought you was getting over and doing the right thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Pay it on the last day, but don't forget to pay. That's don't pay them late fees. That's a tax. Okay. Icelandic Potato says, dude, where is your off button? It's at your mom crib. But she don't never tell me to get off. She be like, let off, but don't get off. No, keep going, baby. Keep going, baby. And I keep going. Baby. I keep going. She likes that shit. Ask her. She might deny it. Tell her to look at the show. She be like, and she start blushing and shit like, I don't think he handsome. All right. Look, B says, you pay business invoices late, huh? No. All right. Damn, I can't even. Damn. I don't know, but he has like the alien symbol on it. It says, yo, you'll be rich. You'll be rich for a long time. Gonzo Ball says, what are your necklaces made of? Cow bones. Cow bones. That's what the necklace is made of. And I put one on you. This is you earlier. This is y'all now. But this photo was taken earlier. So you see? See? You're still here. You still look good. You still look good. See? Want to see again? But these are cow bones, baby. Cow bones. Yeah, got my good one. Yeah, baby. I'm back. Tall in the saddle. Tall in the saddle, y'all. Tall in the saddle. All right, let's go. Where were we? All right. Star Trooper says he doesn't look at the chat for like 5 minutes. I look at it when I'm supposed. Listen, this is not the read. Y'all lucky I read this shit in the first place. I don't owe y'all that shit. Y'all don't go to no shows and they read y'all comments. And I know it for a fact, so don't even try to bullshit. I do this as a courtesy and because this is an interactive show. But I ain't gotta do this shit. I don't. And you know it and I know it. So cut the bullshit. All right. Werder Bremen, my dude. What's going on, my people? How you feeling? He says, I just had a completely pointless conversation with a woman that made no sense whatsoever. My condolences, sir. But it be like that sometimes. It be like that sometimes. All right. Roger Shannon says, he got them Akuma beads. Akuma, huh? That's an interesting word. I'm feeling that. Akuma beads. Yeah, I mean, we might be A alike, B alike, because we see alike. Either that or I know you. Whatever the case is, I like that. All right, he says, yup. The scratch left for vacations. Oh, yup. The scratch left for vacations, hookers, and yayo. I mean, shit. Or because, you know, your children came up with an emergency expense, or maybe broken arm, or need some equipment for the football, basketball, soccer, lacrosse, you know, whatever. You know, shit happens. Or your refrigerator breaks down. How about that? Or you get into a car accident and you need money for a rental. Your insurance company acting shady. All kinds of shit happens. Hopefully emergencies only come to you when you have money. Because you know how we be bitching, like as soon as I get above water, as soon as I put the money in the stash, it seems like that's when the shit comes. That's a lot better than as soon as you spend all your money, here comes the shit. And that's what'll happen if you pay your bills way too early. Like I said, you don't get any rewards or gifts or accolades for paying early. None. None. They don't say, well, you know what, for paying early, we're gonna drop your APR, your finance rate, at least 1 or 2 points just for this billing cycle. They don't do that shit, and they're not gonna do it. So the choice is yours. I know sometimes business logic or real logic sounds a little different because we so used to, just get everything out of the way and then, get the bills out of the way, pay all the bills out of the way, and then we can finally play. Shit, playing is a bill too. Shit, you don't go to the club, shake your ass for free. You don't go down to the Bahamas, Miami, Jamaica, overseas. You don't go there. They don't go to those places for free. You spend more money there on vacation than you do at home for your regular bills. You know that's a fact. All right. Shaking Bottle says nobody except the tribe leaders deep in the jungles are actually free. They ain't free either. There's not a leader in the world who's free. Not one. Just because you can tell people what to do, that doesn't make you free. You know what happens when you're not there? Then they're free. And you got to make sure that you're always there. Because then you won't be a leader. Not of them, you won't. All right. Word of Bremen says, if everybody was a little bit more self-aware, we wouldn't have any of these goddamn issues. Facts. No, Miko, I think I went back and grabbed your comment. I did miss it originally. I don't even think it was there. I think they just put it there. Matter of fact, I think you just snuck it in there. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. All right. Don 420 says, what abusive language? Exactly. I don't know. If it's English, I don't consider any of it to be abusive. Well, that's not true. Damn, what's that squids? Oh, damn. The dude with the alien, he says, nope, never. They don't dare. That's right. They don't want you to pay for your shit. They don't want you to pay for your shit. And he also says, Facebook emailed us and asked me to join. Well, ain't that some shit? All right. Diddy says, I'm YouTube Premium and get blocked. Yeah. It's not the same thing. This is not really a social media platform. It has some social media qualities to it, but it's not. YouTube Premium didn't say that you could say whatever you want. What they said was, you want to watch these videos in picture. You want to be able to power your phone down or close your screen and still be able to watch videos. You want to be able to go to another window and still be listening to your sounds. Yeah, that's YouTube Premium. You want to listen to your shit with no commercials? Yeah, that's YouTube Premium. They say you can say whatever you want. They say, we ain't know you was gonna check. They ain't fucking with that. With social media, they know all you do is express yourself. On YouTube, they like, shit, YouTube pays content creators, and we still can't say whatever we want to say. But it's not social media. And they do that because of the advertisers. What's YouTube? I mean, what's Facebook's excuse? They just started paying people for Facebook. They weren't paying nobody before. So what's the excuse? The advertisers, ain't no advertisers on my particular page. All right. Tyler Simpson says, wait. Word of Bremen says, I have YouTube Premium so I can say whatever the goddamn hell I want. Nope. I put up a comment. I told somebody to eat a dick on a comment on one of my shows. They ain't even posted shit. They ain't give me no warning or nothing. They just didn't post it. Like, yo, son. It was like, we don't want no smoke. You don't want no smoke. But we ain't posting that shit. It did not come up. I was mad. Tyler Simpson says, bro, you look like the uncle that never stops talking at the barbecue. Well, that's because I'm here to talk, you dickhead. Like, you came here. And there were people here when you came to listen to me talk. I don't play music or videos. So you sound dumb as shit. But I would encourage you to get your own shit. And then you could just like stand in front of this camera just like me. And you can say nothing. Like, I don't want to talk too much. Y'all be saying some dumbass shit. Okay. But thanks for coming through the show. All right. Don420 says, then y'all just give into the Matrix. That word Matrix. And he also says, well, then it would be a chillest barbecue. That's what I'm, a chill ass barbecue gas lighter. Okay. All right. Shaking Bottle says, you can pay and still get blocked from a private business. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Word of Bremen says, I got premium. Okay. All right. Wait. He says, I got premium. Everything I've never got blocked one time. I don't know. They didn't block me. I didn't even get a warning. But they ain't post that shit. Chicken Bible says, paying won't help give you a platform to speak from. Why won't it? If not paying for something gives you a platform to speak from, you get a platform to speak from for free. You can go live and everything. Hunter Musser, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. Oh, Don420 says Pangea once was. Talk that Pangea shit. Talk that joining all of the continents and land masses shit. Uncharted 7 again, Black King says all didn't make it, my friend. That's right. All didn't even try. If we talking about slavery, I'm telling y'all, man, they lied about a lot of that slavery shit. Black people was already here in the Americas. We was here. Columbus said so. Columbus said so. In his memoirs to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, he said that there were black people in the Americas when he got here. And he's not talking about the so-called Native Americans. He said black. And he knew what the fuck he was talking about. Why do you think there's so many black people in Brazil? And they want to call them Afro Latin. No, they ain't no fucking Afro. They Americans. South Americans, but Americans nonetheless. And they was here. They was here already. When South Carolina, during slavery time, South Carolina had more black slaves in it than it did white people, period. Now, how did that happen? Through importation. How? Especially when only rich white men own slaves. How, sir? How, ma'am? How? Only rich white men could own slaves. Not women, not other black people. I know we hear stories like, oh, black people own slaves too, and even in the Americas. Okay. I know what the rule was. It was written right there into the Constitution. So what we talking about? All right. We was 3/5 of a man. I think I might still only be 4/5 now. Okay, Don420 says, and Earth was wild as fuck back in the day. Uncharted says, they sent the smart motherfuckers. I don't know. That sounds like immigration to me. Don420 says a lot of humans were enslaved back then. Yeah, but it wasn't chattel slavery. It wasn't chattel slavery. See, we try to compare slavery in the Americas with other slavery practiced in other places in the history of slave. No, slaves in other historical places like Egypt, they were like citizens. The word slave was synonymous with citizen. We were deprived of our citizenship. We did not count. That's what has to be. We have to make the separation. We were considered 3/5 of a man. Three-fifths of a person. We did not have any rights. We could not vote. We could not take care of ourselves. We were not allowed to own property. All of that shit. Different. And slavery, like in Egypt and other places like that, they didn't lose their religion, their language, their God, their forays, their more. They didn't lose none of that shit, and they weren't property of another man. There's a difference. There's a big difference between chattel slavery and any other slavery ever practiced in the world. Historically, it's not the same shit. Respect that. Respect that. I mean, listen, man, we're not gonna get on. Can't nobody tell me nothing about no motherfucking slavery. I study this shit. I continue to study this shit. I get it. I get it. Not all slave masters were brutal, and slavery wasn't all about busting your ass from sun up to sundown and always getting beat and punished and all. It wasn't like that. And you know how I know it wasn't like that? Think about if you had livestock, chickens, sheep, cows, pigs, whatever. If you beat them continuously, punish them continuously, they can't produce for you. They can't produce for you. If you beat a horse and beat a horse and beat a horse, and it's not even to make them run, that horse is going to fear you and not work for you properly. You're not going to get out of it what you needed. It was a mental slavery more than anything else. When you rejected the mental slavery and rebelled and tried to leave or didn't follow instructions, then they inflicted punishment, mainly to show the others or discourage the others from doing the same. This ain't hard. This ain't hard. And that's why there were so many slaves that were loyal to the white slave master, because he wasn't brutal all the time. They looked at him like he was their father, like he was God. He could read, he could write, he knew how to make money. He gave them a place to live and fed them, and it hasn't ended today. That's why black people today still love white people. Not all of us, but the energy is still there. It's never going to stop. I don't see it end ever. All right. As we proceed, but since we was talking about slavery, it goes right along with the topic. You ain't free till you pay some bills. Well, black slaves were not allowed to read, write, travel on their own, or handle currency. So how were they going to be free? And we know that you could be bought out of slavery, but they wasn't going to let you pay for it yourself. And where was you going to get money from? So that would be like if your parents gave you an allowance and you gave them back the same allowance in order to be able to do whatever you want to do. Like, look. All right, you gave me $20. You give me $20 a week. I'm going to save up for 4 months. So that's $80 a month. And that will give me $320. And then I'm going to give you that back and have you off my back. It doesn't work that way. And it didn't work that way back then. You ain't free till you pay some bills. Once we were freed as slaves, And we went out there and discovered that we could actually make it because we were the blacksmiths, the farmers, the inventors, and many of us had highly developed brains. Those of us who could read and write and all of that kind of stuff were really good at it. But when we started having our own way, we were free. But we were so used to being not free that places like Black Wall Street, Wilmington, North Carolina, Rosewood, Florida. Well, if you don't know anything about those places, look it up. They were free, but they ain't want to be free. All right. Diddy says, so you saying poor people can't speak freely? I don't know. They could probably, if you're poor, I don't think you have to worry about no bills. You're free to do whatever you want. You just got to do it without having anything to do, not without having anywhere to stay, live, drive, eat. I guess you could call that freedom. You have about as much freedom as a wild animal? I don't know. All right. Oh, man. Y'all saying some good shit. All right. Migo says, be nice. Shaking Bottle says, I know for a fact, if I was a slave importer, I would have the poorest Africans I can steal, whoever they don't like, and tell them I give them better money for specifically large children. Okay. Shaking Bottles also says, because they could fit on a boat all nice and tight and organized, they would be too scared to fight back and all around. Yeah, that's bullshit, son. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. They were human beings. And ain't no human beings just gonna let you, especially if you're fearful. I mean, you may not be aware of how many slaves or Africans actually committed suicide. They would rather die than take that voyage over to the Americas. The ones that did do it. So if you are unafraid to die, you mean to tell me you unafraid to fight? That math ain't mathing, son. That math ain't mathing. We've been told that just like when we were slaves, we've been told that, like they make it sound like we was docile and unintelligent and just were subservient and submissive and all of that shit. No, the fuck we weren't. We weren't then, and we're not now. Some were, plenty weren't. And while we at it, fuck this shit. While we at it, this house slave versus field slave argument, trying to make it sound like the house slaves had it so much better than the field slaves. Some people even try to make you think that all house slaves were light skinned. They were the illegitimate children of the slave owners and all of that. Like, of course there were some that fit that bill. You think the majority of them fit that bill? A slave is a slave. So many of the house slaves had to go right back into the slave quarters with the rest of the field slaves. And anybody who thinks housework or house slave work was the easy work while all the field slaves were doing all of this hard work, well, has any of y'all ever had to work right under your supervisor, right under your manager, right under the owner of the business with his eyes on you all the time? You like that shit? You probably don't like that shit. Trying to micromanage you. Well, that's what the house slave had to go through. And anybody who has ever done housekeeping work, you tell me that shit is easy? You think it's easy? Oh, yeah. Well, I've done housekeeping work before. I've worked in that field before. And I've had people quit after that first week because they couldn't take it. All that bending and walking and reaching and cleaning and scrubbing. That shit ain't sweet like that. Ain't no difference between no house slave and no field slave as long as you got the word slave after it. Y'all still got to deal with the same shit. You are the property of somebody else. So any of y'all mothers, or should I say grandmothers, mothers, sisters, aunts, cousins who've done housekeeping work, you ask them if it's easy. Well, that's what that's what the house slaves had to do. It was sweet like that? Fuck out of here. Nah. All right. Okay. Miko, you said cow bones represent what? My cow bones are called struggle beads. These are called struggle beads. I call them struggle beads because I grew up, well, I was a teenager in the 80s and we had a lot of struggles. We had the crack, we had the AIDS, we had a lot of racism and discrimination and we had to deal with that was the era where it was a lot of affirmative action and all of that kind of shit. Things that were put in place to try to make things fair for black people, and they got rid of them programs and things like that. So there were a lot of struggles. So as I was struggling to be fly, to get out of high school, to get into a good school, to improve my life, to break the chains of poverty and miseducation and all of that shit, it was a struggle. So just like we wore the gold dookie ropes, well, for those of y'all who never seen me, these are what I rock. These are what I rock on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I still rock my gold. Yeah. But yeah, these are my struggle beads. So anybody and everybody who grew up in the 80s trying to make it out there, trying to do the best that they can, and they still have that energy and that drive to still make it today, and they know that no matter what the problem was, what the adversity was, whatever the enemy was, we struggled to overcome that shit, and we did, and we're still doing it. So that's what these represent. Okay, I hope that helps. All right. Shaking Bottle says, that's like me saying white people didn't come from Europe or wherever else it's cold and snowy. I mean, I know that when somebody, it was hard for me to accept the new information also until I started thinking about it. And it doesn't make sense because we've been told about the Middle Passage and all of that shit. But you know what they can't show you is a slave ship. All of these so-called slave ships that came from Africa to the Americas. Well, where they at? You still got remnants of the Mayflower and all those other ships that from the Tea Party and all of that European shit. Well, I think the slave ships were a very, very important and integral part of American history. Well, how come you don't have no fucking slave ships left? Why don't we have pictures or an actual model of the slave ships? Why don't we have anything left? What did they do with all those slave ships? They were making all of these voyages, right? They brought all of these slaves, right? For 300 years, right? All right, so where the ships? What they do? It's harder to find a slave ship than it is to find Noah's Ark. What they do with the ships? First of all, it wasn't no such thing as a ship. There's a difference between a ship and a boat. They came over on boats because they didn't have the technology to build the ships. Build a ship. Ships, the kind that would carry that kind of load, were not even invented until the late 1800s. Well, how did the fuck they do it? How they do it, son? See, history is a motherfucker, especially when you start studying it instead of just regurgitating it. How'd they do it? They didn't have no slave ships. So what'd they do with the slave boats? These sailboats. No electricity, no motor power. How did they make it? How'd they do it? I'll give you some time. It's going to take you a lifetime. All right. Burn thy priest. All right. Okay. All right. Shaking Bottle says, bruh, I did concrete out in the sun for 10 hours. Housekeeping ain't like that. Trust me, I've done both. Yeah, I'm not saying that they're equal. What I'm saying is, as long as the word slave is behind, both of them had to work. There's no doubt about that. Both of them had to work. But the notion that these house slaves just had it easy peasy, like it was just sweet like that, is a lie. That's all I'm saying. You still are owned by another man. How is life easy for you? How can life be easy for you when you don't know what happens over in the next town from where you live and you can't go and see? You like that? I live in Philly. I'm from Philly, born and raised. Germantown, Philadelphia. That's where I was born. Imagine if I was unable to go to North Philly, unable to go to Mount Airy, unable to go to South Philly, unable to go to West Philly. I can't go. Why? Because my dad said so, because the mayor said so, because my owner said so. How is that a good look? How is it a good look? We got to get on up out of here. Vessels intended for navigation of coastal and inland waters are generally called boats, while ocean-going vessels are generally called ships. Exactly. And they did not have that. They didn't have it. They just didn't have it. They didn't have the technology to do it. Just didn't have technology to do it. So we talking about from the 1500s to the 1800s. Daniel Watson says, are you a therapist? No, not at all. My degree is in administration of justice, not in psychology. I don't call myself a therapist because I'm not. All right. Let's get on about it here, man. Let's do these birthday shout outs. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to read all of y'all comments, but it's a lot. We can't do this all night, but I appreciate y'all coming through. I do. Please hit the like button. Please share the show. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host, Sun752. Feeling like a real man should. And we was talking about you ain't free until you pay some bills. You ain't free till you pay some bills. You ain't free till you pay some bills. I know you don't want it, but someday you will. When you start paying your bills and paying your own way, then you can have anything to say to go your way. And that's the way you want it. Any other thing that's going on, yeah, you front it. Get fronted on, yeah, you want to be on, but you can't be on because you getting peed on by the person that's paying the bills and making sure that you can't do what you will. All right, let's go. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious May 27th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them, making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, Kamala. Miss Pink Green, but her name was probably Kamala, turning 49 years old today. And Sadiqa Simmons, happy birthday to you. And Sonia Neely, turning 51 years old today, happy birthday to you. And also Mime Kwansima Hammond, happy birthday to you. And Lavonda Rowland, turning 46 years old today. And Mahogany Prater, turning 47 years old today. And my man, go get a Billy Ray Valentine. Happy birthday to you. Germantown stand up all day. Brickyard. And last but not least, my man Sean Bay. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious, glorious, glorious May 27th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out. Rock on it, do the damn, rock out. Rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Hold up. Wait a minute. I forgot something. My late great grandfather's birthday was on May 27th. I forgot about that until just now. And I was thinking about somebody else who's on my friends list who obviously didn't post their birthday today. But yeah, it's my late great grandfather. He passed in the year 2000. He was 88 years old. I miss the man. I love the man. He was the man. Happy heavenly birthday to you, granddad. All right, like I was going to say, good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, listen, if you want to be free, you got to find a way to be independent. You cannot be dependent and be free at the same time. You can fool yourself into believing that you are. You can fool yourself into believing that you're tricking somebody out of their money and they'll just do anything for you anytime that you want to. And they may do that for a specific time. But after a while, after they wise up and after you start acting like a dickhead and start acting all crazy and start feeling yourself, smelling yourself and doing everything that you ain't supposed to be doing because you ain't paying for nothing. Yeah, they're gonna make sure that they flip that card, and they're gonna take back what is owed to them. Now they may not be able to get from you what you can't give back to them, but they can stop paying for everything that you have. So you can't be dependent and still be free. You gotta listen to me. I said you can't be dependent and make your own way. You gotta listen. Yeah, do it today. You gotta wise up and get your own shit. Be responsible, nigga. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. If you get your shit together today, people gonna respect your shit and give you your way. It's just like your kids. You ain't listening to your kids. Yeah, you listen to ideas, but they ain't paying nothing. And so you gonna stop them from fronting. Yeah, I know that you really smelling yourself, but you gotta get out of my face. It's bad for my health. And my wealth is going down because of you, and that's not really what we trying to do. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night at 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Daily Go Getimism show. So make sure y'all come through, show some love. All right, let me get these last shout outs. And that's it. I can't read none of your comments no more. We gotta go. WAP, thanks for coming through. White Cliff, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. And congratulations, Miko. My man Mikey, man, thanks for staying through, man. Coming through, staying through, and being true. And Lee Lou, thanks for coming through. And Hello World and Z, Duck Boy, Shaking Bottles, King Matt, man. Like even y'all talking shit. It's all right. You know what I mean? And my man, Waste Time Like Water, man. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Love is love. Bay 510 Bay. Appreciate you. Just want to make sure I don't miss nobody. Who else? Classic Rot Rides. Jake the Legend. Armatica. Wait a minute. There's Armatic. Wait a minute. Armatech. Oh, wait a minute. Armatactic. Okay. Armatactica. All right. Jake the Legend. Wait a minute. What's that? Star-Lord. If I got your name wrong, the dude with the alien that was rocking with me, Burn Dot Priest. Thanks for coming through. All of y'all, man. I think I got everybody. If I didn't, charge it to my head, not my heart, and charge it to the time limit. Yo, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Come back tomorrow night. If you don't want to come back tomorrow night, then don't come back tomorrow night. But still, I'm glad that you came through tonight and the experience is still worthy. I appreciate you. All right, so, I'ma holler back. Peace. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get this last little thing here. It's cool, Sherelle. All right, y'all. Peace.